Here is the top 50 world news in 2 lines each, short, clear, and global, covering USA, Europe, Australia, Asia, and Oceania. Top 50 world news, 2 lines each. USA. U.S. presidential election campaigns intensify across states. Economy, immigration, and global leadership dominate debates. The Federal Reserve keeps interest rates steady. Inflation risks and global uncertainty guide policy. U.S.-China rivalry deepens over technology and Taiwan. Trade restrictions continue to impact global markets. Illegal immigration at the southern border remains high. Border security becomes a major political issue. The U.S. expands military aid to NATO allies. Focus remains on European and Indo-Pacific security. AI regulation moves to the center of U.S. policy. Concerns rise over data security and misuse. U.S. stock markets show mixed performance. Tech shares remain volatile amid inflation fears. Extreme weather affects several U.S. states. Climate change increases disaster-related losses. NASA accelerates Moon and Mars exploration plans. Long-term human space missions gain momentum. Gun control laws face legal challenges in courts. Constitutional rights debates continue nationwide. Europe. The Ukraine war continues to reshape Europe's security. Defense spending rises across the continent. The EU pushes for strategic and defense autonomy. Dependence on external powers is being reduced. The UK economy shows slow recovery signs. Inflation eases, but growth remains weak. France faces large protests over pension reforms. Public unrest challenges government stability. Germany accelerates renewable energy expansion. Climate targets drive major investments. Italy tightens immigration rules. Mediterranean migration remains a concern. The European Central Bank keeps rates high. Inflation control remains the top priority. EU strengthens digital privacy regulations. Big tech companies face stricter compliance. Nordic countries increase NATO cooperation. Joint military exercises are expanded. Tourism boosts economies of Spain and Greece. Strong travel demand supports growth. Australia. Australia strengthens Indo-Pacific security partnerships. China's regional influence drives policy. Economic slowdown affects exports and consumption. Global demand remains weak. Severe bushfires raise climate concerns. Emergency responses are activated. Australia-India trade relations expand rapidly. Investment and exports increase. Housing prices and rents hit record levels. Urban affordability becomes a crisis. Australia approves Navy modernization plans. New submarines and warships are planned. Indigenous rights remain a national debate. Constitutional recognition is discussed. Investment in renewable energy increases. Solar and wind projects expand. Cybersecurity threats rise across sectors. Government systems face frequent attacks. Education reforms focus on international students. Visa rules and quality standards are updated. Asia. China focuses on stabilizing its economy. Real estate and debt issues persist. India grows as a global manufacturing hub. Foreign investment continues to rise. Japan struggles with an aging population. Labor shortages push policy reforms. South China Sea tensions remain high. Naval activities increase regional risks. Pakistan faces economic pressure under IMF reforms. Inflation and budget cuts affect citizens. Sri Lanka shows signs of economic recovery. Tourism and currency stability improve. South Korea strengthens its semiconductor industry. Global chip competition intensifies. North Korea conducts missile tests. Regional security concerns increase. Middle East conflicts affect Asian energy markets. Oil prices remain sensitive. ASEAN promotes regional trade integration. Economic cooperation deepens. Afghanistan faces a humanitarian crisis. Food and healthcare shortages continue. Bangladesh boosts garment exports. Manufacturing supports economic growth. Indonesia speeds up its new capital project. Pressure on Jakarta is reduced. Nepal expands hydropower development. Energy exports grow regionally. Thailand's tourism sector fully recovers. Foreign arrivals drive economic revival. Oceania. Pacific Island nations demand urgent climate action. Rising sea levels threaten survival. New Zealand's economic growth slows. High interest rates impact housing. Oceania strengthens disaster preparedness. Cyclones and earthquakes remain major risks. Australia deepens cooperation with Pacific nations. Focus on security and development. Oceania prioritizes sustainable development.